Greetings and welcome to another episode of State of the Build here on the Peak Auto YouTube channel. I'm Emily Reeves, your host, and I welcome you back to another episode. As I always say, this episode's gonna be awesome. We've got our buddy David Newbern, and y'all, we just bought a whole bunch of cars with David. In fact, Aaron and I haven't even confirmed which cars we're buying, but David just brought home 3 cars, and we have one here that he could not get home. We brought home on our trailer, but he's going to give us a walk around of 3 out of the 4 cars that he just bought from this precious man named Dickie Jones, who unfortunately is no longer with us. But we had the absolute honor to get very early choice as to what we wanted from his collection. So we were able to purchase some of his project cars, parts cars, what he felt like were parts cars to us. They're total opportunities for resto mods and patinaed greatness, and even probably some potentially fully restorable cars. So David Newbern just unloaded 3 of them off of his trailer out in Georgia, and he is going to toss some videos back and forth with us and tell us about the cars that are in front of him, and I'm so excited for y'all to see them. Let's shoot him a text. What's going on, Newbern? Okay, can we start with the wagon? I'm just really excited to see that car up close. I mean, of course I was there whenever you got it, but we were in a thrash. We only had like an hour and a half or 2 hours of sunlight, and we were running around like crazy people around the yard. I really didn't get an up close look at the wagon. Can you take us around that car and tell us the plan that you have for it? That car is so awesome.
What up, Emily? Thanks for having me again. This is pretty cool. Yeah, last weekend was pretty epic, and it was chaos because we got there late, but we had just enough time to get in there and get the cars I wanted and get out. But man, I'd love to go back there and actually dig through all the parts and pieces and get more stuff, and maybe, I don't know, more cars. You know, I'm running out of room, but yeah, we can definitely check out the wagon. It's one of my favorites. Well, they're all my favorite. I love all of them, but yeah, let's go check it out. So here is the wagon. I absolutely love this car, and I mean, it's pretty complete. They did rob some pieces off of it, but for the most part, like I said, it's not rusted out, and the firewall is good, the quarters are good. I mean, there's a lot of potential here. I love this color. I love the patina on it. Unfortunately, it was missing the door. I robbed this door off of a car that you like. Sorry about that, but if you do go back and get that car, I will give you this door back, and I will find another one. But that's the passenger rear door that's missing over there. The dash is good, the front floorboards are good. It does have some rot. Well, you can't see it because it's all buried, but there is some rust in the rear quarter, or the rear floor pans right there. But for the most part, like, the quarters are good. The back of it's good. Right here is really good. This is the only part that I was worried about was all in here, because that stuff would be hard to find, but luckily it is super solid back here. Thank God. The axle came out while I was pushing it. But I mean, it's, like you said, it's fairly solid. That door's right here. So, you know, I told Tom Bailey about this car after Aiden wrecked his, and I told him I'd give him a shot at it, but you know, I'm sure he's probably found one by now, or he may not even be into this one, but I did tell him I gave him a shot at it, so, and it will not hurt my feelings if he does not want it, because I love it. So I would love to put this thing on air ride, throw the family in it, and I just go cruise, you know, probably an LS with an automatic, maybe a blower, and I just go cruise this thing.
That car is so awesome, and I do love that you have a door on it from a wagon that I really like. Although that wagon that's still in the yard is so beat up, but I still love it. I don't know, I have an affection for it. We'll see. I already have like confirmed like 4 cars that I want, so I just don't know how far we should go with how many cars we should get. I just love them, and I want to rescue them just like you. We want to go back and get more. I love that you offered it to Tom Bailey. We'll see. We got so many messages, you and I both did, about people going, oh my gosh, Tom Bailey needs to get that wagon. I would love it if you kept it though and put air ride on it and LS swapped it and just cruised around with the family in it. I mean, like, That's ideal. Okay, are we gonna move on to one of the other 2 cars that you have out there?
So you have 4 more picked out. That's awesome. Why not more? I mean, hell, why didn't we just buy the yard and then just go through and split up what we wanted? That's what we should have done. If I had the time and the means to move it all, yeah, I said, look, let's just go in half. Let's just buy every damn car in the yard and we'll sort it later, because I feel bad. Like the car I bought last year, you know, all these cars have sat together for longer than I've been alive. Like you and I have been alive. Think about that. They've been sitting together since the 70s. So I feel bad splitting them all up. That's why I keep wanting to buy them. I mean, they're all back together. I feel like it's like a little family reunion here. So, but yeah, we're gonna look at the 55 next, and I'll tell you the plans I have for that one. All right, here it is. I wasn't even expecting to get this car. I didn't see it last time we were there, but it was hiding, and they had just had it sandblasted. So that's what you see here. Like, this car is really solid, but they had it sandblasted and they let it sit out there, and now it's just all surface rust. But luckily it's not deep, it's not pitted. So, but this car is really solid. Firewall is good. All the body mounts are good. You can tell it used to be a hot rod. They had different shifters in it over the years. They had a gauge there, cut it out for like a later style radio. But you know, all that stuff's fixable. But the floor plans are good in it. You know, even back here, all around the windows is good. Like, there's no rust in the normal spots. Like, all this is nice and solid. You know, they cut it out for some speakers. You know, this is probably a hot rod back in the day. I don't know what they got going on here. I guess they were trying to attempt some kind of gasser look, but that's the thing I'm gonna fix right there. I'm gonna, you know, address that. But the rockers are good, the floor is good, you know, trunk's good. So my plans for this, you know, Finnegan already has a gasser, and I too love gassers. Like, I'm a 2-lane blacktop, you know, through and through. So mine will be, you know, wildly different than Finnegan's. I don't want to copy him in any way. So this will have stock wheel openings in the back. It won't be radius for the tire. It'll be much lower. And I will put a straight axle under the front of it though, because I want it real nice and low, but I love the look of a straight axle. And it will just be flat black, the whole thing. So I'll probably get some fiberglass doors for it, and it will have a fiberglass, you know, tilt front end. And I will probably put my little Stroker LS with a blower, a roots blower on this thing, and it will be a stick shift. So that's the plans for this one.
So will that, yes, I just hit my head. Will that be a future drag week car for you then, you think? Probably down the road? That kind of would be rad. Seeing that car lined up with Blasphemy would be awesome. Or the Cadillac. Okay, moving on to the 57 now?
I think so. The more I think about it, I would love to take this thing on drag week. You know, I had this little 74 Toyota truck that I was gonna fix for drag week because it's light and it's a truck. I could throw everything in the bed of it, but man, cruising a gasser, like, I love Blasphemy. You know, it's a badass car, but like having one of my own, I've always wanted one my entire life. Like American Graffiti, 2-lane blacktop, you know, Hollywood Nights, all of those. You know, it's just, you know, I gotta have one. You know, the hardtop, the first one that I bought that's right here. You know, it's more of a cruiser. I can get in it. Well, I say that. I'm actually taking this car on power tour, and it's not gonna have a hood. I'll tell you that. I'm taking the hood off, and you will see why when I get the power tour. So it's probably not much of a cruiser anymore, but yeah, drag week for sure. I'd love that, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's go look at the last one I have here, because you have my other one at your house. All right, believe it or not, this is probably the most solid one that I got. It's missing the rear axle, and it does have some body damage right here, but it's not too bad. But man, this thing is super solid. The rockers are good, the floorboards are flawless, the dash is perfect. I mean, even back here, it's got part of the back seat. It looks like it's got some bucket seat frames maybe or something right there. I don't know. This is a new rear bumper for the hardtop. I mean, not new, but it's a hell of a lot nicer than the one they got on there. So I just shoved it in here. But But man, this car is really nice and solid. Obviously, that's not the hood that was... Wait a minute. I have a yellow hood on my hardtop. I bet it came off this car. Son of a gun. All right. So I'll put that hood that I take off the hardtop back on this car where it belongs. And yeah, I have no idea what my plans are for this car. I just love it. Probably a small block, you know, small block Chevy, because I'm not putting a big block in another one because I did that in the hardtop and it was a pain in the butt. I had to cut the hell out of the firewall. So small block, maybe a 4-speed, like a Muncie or something. Throw in this one, leave it just like it is, and put some cool wheels on it and drive it. Yeah, I just noticed that the hood to that car is right here. It's the exact same color, it's the same patina. That is the hood to that car. So luckily I'm taking it off, so that car can have its hood back.
That's crazy. And the rusty hood that's on that car looks like it could go on your hardtop, honestly, if you wanted to put a hood back on it. But you probably aren't going to have the room, from what I understand. What could be topping the engine that could be keeping you from being able to use a hood? I'm excited about that. Power tour. It's actually going to come up pretty quick, actually. Oh my gosh. I said actually twice just then. That was excessive. That was a great tour. We don't really have a full-on plan for the last 57, but you're right. It's such a clean car. It's so solid. I mean, those floor pans are just perfect. That's crazy. The cars are awesome. I want to go back to Dickies like this weekend. Thank you so much for taking the time to make this episode with me. I know everybody's going to be excited to get a closer look at the cars that you brought home, and I can't wait to see what we bring home from there. It's going to be so neat.
So this is the 57 150 that I have. I've had this for a couple of years, and I was trying to find doors for this car. And when all of this started, you know, we found Dickie's place. I asked him if he would sell me doors. He told me no, but he did sell me that hardtop, and that's what started all of this. So, man, it's crazy how things work out. Here is the car that started it all, you know. I wasn't even looking for another car when I found this one, but I seen it, I had to have it. I love the patina on it. It was in much better shape than the car that I just showed you out there, but it's got a ton of parts from Speedway on it. It's got a big block Chevrolet. It's got a good radiator in it. It's got power brakes, power steering. It's got a Magnum 6-speed from Silver Sports Transmissions. It's got odometer gauges. I put a lot of the trim back, put a radio in it. It's got a Ford 9-inch from Quick Performance back there. It is a good cruiser. It does really well. It's super fun to drive, but yeah. Here is the one that started it all. You know, I could tell you about these cars all day long. It'll never get old. I love them all. So, but I'm super stoked you're going back out there. You know, come home with at least 4, if not 10. You know, make me proud. I'm super jealous. I want to go back out there so bad I can't stand it. But man, my schedule is crazy. I don't know when that'll happen. But, you know, have fun.
All right, dude. Well, have an awesome evening. Thank you so much again, and we will see you later.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. Thanks to you and thanks to Peak. When you go out there, make me proud. You know, you said you're gonna bring back at least 4, bring back like 10, you know, make multiple trips. And I really need some doors, to be honest with you. So if you see any good doors, you know, hook a brother up.
I'll absolutely keep an eye out for you for doors. I don't know if I can guarantee on the 10 car thing, but honestly, when I count up how many cars I love out there, it's a closer number to 10 than not. Oh God. Oh, it's crazy. We have a sickness. Does anybody else have this sickness? Tell us down in the comment section. If you were to go into a yard that had such a rich history and awesome gathering of amazing cars, would you not just want to bring them all home? Oh my goodness. All right, y'all, it's been another awesome episode of State of the Build. As always, hit me up in the comment section. Who do you want to see on future episodes? What'd you think of this episode? Thank y'all so much for subscribing. Every subscription matters to us. Every comment, every thumbs up, it all makes a difference. So thank y'all so much for the effort that you put out. And watching our series means a whole bunch to us. So thank y'all, and we'll see you next time.